Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a guide for round 11 of the Manufacturer series. Let's get this started. For your first braking point, brake just after you pass the 2 sign that is on the left. Brake hard for a very short moment, slowly ease off of the brakes. Just let the car gradually hit the apex and then gradually start to accelerate. Then brake before you pass the bridge. Just focus on getting the car to rotate as quickly as possible. Straighten up the car and then start to accelerate. Brake before you reach the curb that is on the right. Brake hard for a very short moment, then gradually ease off of the brakes. Just focus on getting the car to rotate and then start to accelerate. Brake before you reach the one board, and you want to take your time just slowly easing off of the brakes. Get as close as you can to the apex, which is where the line goes across the track, and then gradually start to accelerate. You want to make sure that you don't make any contact with the grass that is on the right. Bring yourself to the left and brake in between the 2 and the 1 board. Brake hard for a short moment, slowly ease off of the brakes, gradually get on the throttle. Look for this red area of the barrier that is on the left, as you want to brake before you pass it. You can also take advantage of the red and white curb. As long as 2 wheels are on it, you should be good to go. Then for this turn, you want to brake before you pass the 1 board that is on the right. Brake hard for a very short moment, ease off of the brakes, take advantage of the curb on this turn as well, and do not make contact with the grass on the left. Then brake before you reach the 1 board that is on the right. Brake hard for a short moment, slowly ease off of the brakes, take advantage of the curb that is on the inside of the turn. Then gradually start to accelerate and try to avoid going wide onto the grass. Then brake before you reach the 1 board. Just take your time, slowly easing off of the brakes, and then take your time once again, starting to accelerate. But that is all for the lap guide. Let's go ahead and talk about the strategies. For this qualifying session, you have 10 minutes to try to get a good qualifying time. So this is going to apply to all rounds for both Nations and Manufacturer series, with the exception of round 20 of the Manufacturer series where you get 14 minutes, but that's another topic for another time. But for here, because the tire wear is so low, you can pretty much just go all out for the next 10 minutes and just try to get the best qualifying time. Just try your best in trying to get at least 1 lap under someone's slipstream while maintaining enough space between yourself and the car ahead of you, so you don't end up getting too close to them and have to slow yourself down. And even though it's not going to make the biggest difference here, since there's not that many straights and they don't last that long, those extra couple of tenths could still make a bit of a difference between qualifying in a lower position versus qualifying into a higher position. So with this 10-minute qualifying session, you're going to get at least 7 laps out of this, but if you do end up pitting out early, it is possible to get 8 qualifying laps out of this session. So because you did 7 laps on the qualifying session, that should already give you an idea of what the tire wear is going to look like for the race, and it's not going to present much of a problem at all. I would say it's going to be more of a trivial thing. You just want to make sure you don't slide around too much, even though the tire wear rate is pretty low here for this race. And the same is going to be said for the fuel consumption rate. It's pretty low, so you don't have to worry about fuel saving or any of that stuff. This is pretty much an all-out race, so don't even think about going to the pit stop. Just go out there and just try to grab as many positions as you can. The only thing I would say is that in the first lap, you just want to be a bit careful when you're going through the turns, just because you're on racing hard tires, so it's going to take a bit of some time for the tires to warm up before you can get the grip that you need to go through these turns at a higher rate of speed. But that is pretty much it for this guide. Once again, this is pretty much an all-out race. No need to go to the pit stop at all, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. So this is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.